Hey guys, welcome to episode/video 4 of this 7-day nutrition tutorial. And today we're going to review 5 facts about fat. And I think at this point, because of this guy, his last name was Atkins, and this other person in Miami/South Beach, we have a good understanding of how fat can impact us, right? In terms of feeling full, in terms of eating it and cutting out other things. There's a good awareness within society about fat. But there's still a couple outstanding things that we should tackle. And we're going to tackle them like a middle linebacker right now. So, first, I think one of the things that people need to understand is that consumption of fats simply won't make you fat, right? Well, fat is fattening. Well, that statement isn't necessarily, you need to elaborate more. Like, what do you mean? And so I think this also, we can backtrack and say any consumption of any macronutrient in excess could make you fat, right? So eating too much protein, eating too much carbohydrates, eating too much fat could make you gain weight, okay? So inherently by itself, one macronutrient is not going to make you fatter. However, the overconsumption could. So I think getting that out of the way helps to pave the way for the future facts. Meaning, number 2, that people think sometimes that, oh, well, there's healthy fats. It's a source of healthy fats, so it's good for me. Yes, but there's a fine line, right? Let's say you're cooking vegetables to go with your dinner of protein and carbohydrates, and you decide to put 4 tablespoons of olive oil in with the vegetables. We have a problem, right? Because 4 tablespoons of olive oil is close to 700 calories. And even though it's a healthy fats and it's a good source, those 4 tablespoons of olive oil, or let's say you make a salad dressing, 2 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Again, we're going to have an issue because simply over-consuming one macronutrient, as we said before, the overconsumption of specifically fat, even though it's good fats, right? It's not necessarily healthy to overconsume those fats. Can consumption an adequate yet not a surplus of the fat that you're supposed to be eating, can it be healthy for you? Yeah. And we need it. We need it because the body requires it. It's good for skin. It's good for energy. It's a longer lasting fuel than potentially anything that we eat. It helps with brain function. But it should be noted that this nutrient and consumption of it should not be quantified in order to eat more of it, right? Its healthiness, healthy fat source, oh yay, avocado, nuts, they are easily overconsumed. And the reason, this is fact 3, the reason that they are overconsumed is simple. They are 9 calories per gram. What does that mean? Basically, protein and carbohydrates are 4 calories per gram. So if you have 100 grams of a protein or carbohydrate source, that's only 400 calories. But if you have 100 grams of a fat source, simply fat, 100 grams is equal to 900 calories. So that simple switch means that technically, we need to be more aware of how much fat that we're eating. Speaking of, how much fat should you eat? This depends on a couple things. Number 1, again, body composition. If you're looking to change body composition, you might want to go lower fat. If you are someone who has no idea how much fat you're eating, which is most people, if you like meat and cheese plates and you go out 3 times a week and you have a meat and cheese plate, news for you, you might want to have a quarter of that meat and cheese plate. The average meat and cheese plate is about 1,500 calories. So yeah, just be careful. But those are the people most in need of observing their fat intake. So I think just watching that specifically will help you probably shed some pounds, just because of the fact that you're cutting back on those calorie-dense foods. What's the difference between calorie-dense and nutrient-dense? Nutrient dense refers to the amount of nutrients in, let's say, 1 cup of food, whereas calorie dense, let's say on the other hand, let's take a trail mix for instance, versus a cup of lettuce. So lettuce, let's use kale, right? Kale, yeah. So 1 cup of kale versus 1 cup of trail mix. This is probably going to be 400 to 600 calories in the 1 cup of trail mix, whereas this is going to probably be 10. The amount of nutrients in this one, maybe some good ones, etc. Maybe a lot, but the calorie density in this far outweighs the calorie density in this. And on the flip side, I would actually argue that the nutrient density of kale, because it has so many nutrients that most people don't get, probably outweighs the nutrient density of the trail mix over here. So I think that's a super important concept to understand. Calorie dense versus nutrient dense. Fat fact number 4. High fat diets, like the South Beach, like Atkins, they will help you lose weight. I think this is a fact because of another fact, and I think we covered this before as well, but ready for it, wait for it, all diets work. A diet, by definition, is a reduction in calories. So when you reduce calories and you control for calories, and you're watching the calorie consumption decline, and you're tracking your calories and making better choices, you are most likely to lose weight. This is why diet books keep coming out. This is why diet doctors keep talking about them. This is why there are over 40 diets on a quick Google search that you can pull up. So keeping in mind that all diets work, sure, a high-fat diet can work for you. So that includes Mediterranean, South Beach, Atkins. But adjusting that diet for your lifestyle is potentially the most important thing, because if you can't maintain it, then that fact goes out the window because you're not able to keep up with it. Fat fact, I promised I wouldn't. Fat fact number 5. If you're taking any sort of fat-soluble vitamin, A, D, E, or K, it's super important that you consume food, specifically fats, with that vitamin. So if you're taking a multivitamin that most likely has it, consume food with it. So 1 bite of food, whoop, down go the vitamins, maybe wash it down, and then back to food. This will help both absorb and break down those fat-soluble vitamins. Without it, your absorption of said vitamins goes way down. So, fact number 5, fat-soluble vitamins need to be taken with fats. Bonus fact, let's talk about fish oil. Okay, a lot of people ask us questions, should I be taking fish oil? Sure. It's a very good supplement. You just have to, what you pay for is what you get. If you're paying for the $4.99, it's not refrigerated, and you get it from Walgreens, your breath is going to smell like cod for the next 2.5 days. But on the flip side, if you get it from a reputable source, and there's a couple tests you can do. Number 1, if you put the capsule, 1 capsule in the freezer, and it comes out and it's still clear, you're in the clear. If it comes out and it's cloudy, that means that there's probably other things in there that's making it a little less pure than it was before. So going back to that fish oil question, should you eat it? Sure. It's a good source of fat, and it's concentrated, and I don't need to go into the details of the DHA and EPA and the omega-3s and the omega-6s and omega-9s, but it's got a healthy range of all of those if you get a reputable brand and buy a reputable brand, so for what that's worth. That's it for those 6 facts about fat. Stay tuned until next time, and yeah, keep up the good work.